actually been a while since I finally get to speak here in the commentary booth once again. Hello everyone. Welcome to the OSA Philippines Nationals 2025 Mania Division. I'm actually happy to see all of you here again, and now we have the new design with all of the kakanins and all that. I'm Siloas Kaels. Oh wait, sorry. No, I'm Lively Peninsula now.
Alam mo, kailangan ko pa mag-adjust sa bago mong username.
You know, even I have to adjust. It doesn't matter. You can still call me.
We'll just call you Todet as usual.
Okay, of course.
Okay. I hate to interrupt you guys, but apparently the volume is a bit low for us. But yeah.
Oh.
Okay, it's okay. We can just adjust. Sana all nag-adjust. Ay, sorry.
Sana all.
Ay, wait. Ibang usapan na po yan.
Pero yun na nga. It's been a long time coming since we get to be here in the Mania scene. So again, I'm Lively Peninsula, also Siloas Kaels. Joining me here is Search85 and Itawawachi.
Also, hello. By the way, if you notice, yung music sa background, it sounds a bit more instrumental-ish. 'Di ba? Alam ko yung mga nanonood ng screen share ngayon sa Discord, like my co-commentators cannot hear it, but you guys on stream can. Yes. So you guys are actually hearing the OSA Philippines Nationals 2025-2026 theme song. So yes, this is actually a theme song for this Nationals. Composed by none other than Nick Droid. Shoutouts sa kanya. So yes, we actually have like a theme.
Although
yes.
I will say this, if to people who are not familiar with it, Nick Droid is also the composer of, I believe, the very first original song in the entire OSU Philippines tournaments. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that would be Northern Lunar Node. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Tapos
remembering the title.
Tapos yung sa tayo ko din, Tumble 2022 ba yun? 2023. Yeah. I forgot the exact year for Taiko Nationals. But anyways, napalitan ba yung stream title before tayo nag-live?
Yeah, it's Olympics Nationals.
Yeah, it doesn't say Qualifiers showcase. You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
Alam mo medyo magulo tayo yan eh. But anyways, if the stream title hasn't changed, please note that yes, indeed, this is the PHNM2025. 2025, I can't believe it. Mappool showcase for the qualifiers. So, flow ng program natin ngayon, we will have 7K going first, and 4K next. Each set will have 6 charts. And also, just to make things fun, we have something special also prepared for this Mappool showcase. Shoutouts po kay Ken at saka kay Mary for working on this for the past few weeks.
By the way, I wanna make a special mention then to Surf285. None of the graphics you've seen there would have been possible without him. Just wanted to give him a special shout out.
Not me. Dapat si Mappool. Siya yung nag-design.
And Mappool. Hindi, I'm just saying, Mappool designed everything, but you made the magic work kanina. Okay? Better?
Yeah, I guess that works.
Sige, pero yun na nga. I am not going to be speaking for now because you know the drill. You know the drill naman. Mamaya pa ako.
Kaya nga naman. So, ano ba? So we will have the 7K Mappool showcase first. So yes, finally sa ilalim as you guys can see.
Yep, we have a little overlay for you guys, so now no one's gonna get lost, right? Surely, right?
Surely. So
I trusted your guys' reading comprehension, but here we go. Stage 1 of the Philippine Nationals Mania 2025 7K Division, and this will be Leonie x Magdalena Luca Batsubio, the game version or the cover. map by yours truly. And hello, guys. After seeing my own map in Accelerate last year, I decided, you know what? Let's do this full time. Now I'm here. Welcome, guys, to the first chart of the tournament, and of course, Project Senkai is very based.
Indeed, mga Prosika players and rise up. But anyway, so for this chart in particular, well, this is your very jacky technical qualifier, like similar to what we have from stage 1 before. Also, one of the things I also noticed is like the difficulty of this qualifier set has been pretty much increased compared to last year, at least overall. Hopefully it is actually a genuine decrease or hindi lang yung kinakalawa ko ng sobra, hindi ako makalaro na matino. So a bit more,
I mean, I compared a lot of the charts from last year to this year. I feel like the qualifiers did really take a step up. So I'm sure. Let's just hope we get all of this going smoothly. Yeah.
Indeed. So this qualifier is like just around 2 minutes. So you need to be very explosive here in terms of your ability, like be able to get here as much as possible, really. Kasi especially for like the more ET players in the roster will be able to score high on this. So try to keep up as much as possible. Most of the technicality here really is more on the streamy bursts, really. Like not really super technical talaga na mapapa like demanding sa grace notes and all. So just something lang.
There's only a couple of grace notes at the start. Those are 112s, and because those are 112s, this chart is not actually 140 BPM. It's just 105 because we're charting most of it in 1/3 here, but a lot of bursts, 1/6, and I guess that should up the difficulty a tiny bit, right?
Indeed. And speaking of upping difficulty, let's go to our stage 2, which is our LN Control qualifier. And it is Ongeki Shooters, a Starred Heart, a chart by yours truly. So after a while, nagbabalik si Sir Q sa qualifiers.
Oh my god, this song.
Yes to them. I know.
This song is really good, bro. This is really good song.
Alam mo, like, okay. Well, let's go off tangent for a second. Ilang beses ko ito nilaro sa Maymay.
Yeah, and I had to play this with Zerg a lot of times.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the chart though. This is your general LN control, so this is a combination between LN release and LN coordination for the most part. So lots of complicated stuff here, especially like especially at parts that we are about to approach now. So yes, the patterning is very simple here, pero the density here is gonna be a factor, really. Very easy to miss, especially on the longer holds na nakapalibot lang dito.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. These releases are actually kind of brutal, not gonna lie.
Pero naman, OD5 naman.
Yeah,
also, para sira yung overlay natin Ngayon ko lang
a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But anyways, this is indeed an OD5. Please disregard the overlay muna for the sec. Now, entering into this break section na you can't really afford to miss on.
Sorry about that. I was swatting a fly away for some reason. It's in my room. But it gets a bit slow here, but it will slowly pick back right back up here in the last quarter, and the most normal surf shoot chart here in a qualifier is no less.
Yeah, and now like second chorus is is practically similar to the first one, pero this time around longer holds, shorter release windows here. So para ka na rin naglaro ng inverse while not playing inverse, really. So, like, just be super careful in these parts. And that should end stage 2.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to point out the skin, the judgments. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're a bit different than what you're used to, I guess. But considering, I feel like it fits pretty well.
Yeah nga eh. Yung 50, wag ka nga lang magka-50. Gelods.
Yeah,
Gelods. Okay, stage 3. We have Hirage Magnetito, Tetoris. And of course, it's a chart by Mr. Mr. Not-DQ sa 4K Nationals ng 2021 kasi naka-open ng Tetrio for 17 hours. Yes, that is actually a legit thing that happened. So this is our bracketing code stream. And these brackets are super heavy. I'd argue this is one of the harder Rise qualifiers we actually have of the 3.
Yes, I agree. I took a look at all the Rise charts again. I think this is the hardest by far. Like, it's only one. What BPM is it? It's like what's it's? Wait, why is it the wrong? It's the wrong like OD and stuff. But whatever.
Yeah, it's overlay.
It's fine. Okay, it's actually just 170 BPM. But with how heavy half these chords are, and if you notice, most of these chords are actually just mapped to Teto's vocals.
Yep.
Teto.
I mean, it's still following the Tetris theme pa rin. I mean, it is Tetoris. So.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, also a lot of symmetrical stuff in this chart. If you must know, there's gonna be a lot of Control H, and there's a bit of Control J there as well. But the one thing that I feel like actually brings up the difficulty on Tetoris is actually the anchors. These anchors are actually like, they're a lot longer than you think they should be, but that I feel like constitutes a majority of the difficulty on this chart. Again, sure, 170 BPM chord stream, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes there are a little bit of a heavy bracket, as you can see here. We switched to a more brackety section as well. But yeah, the anchors, like the column 2 anchor that you saw earlier, it's just, I think it's like 9 notes long, I think, or even longer maybe.
Okay. This part is absolutely brutal. So, dito, you're not gonna rely anymore on the heavy chords because this is outright bracketing, straight up bracketing at this point. Like, if your stamina wasn't killed, like, over the past, 30 seconds, this one will absolutely will.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this chart is, it's not really, like back-loaded. It's just more like that one part is just a tiny bit harder than the others, you know?
Yeah. So that is stage 3. And hindi pa tayo natatapos sa sa Oji-san saga natin for this qualifiers because stage 4 is also an Oji-san chart.
Let's go, more Oji-san.
And of course, Oji-san had to chart the blue archives.
Of course, it's Korra, dude. I feel like he's like, at this point he's known for it. Okay.
Yeah. So this is our Ellen density qualifier. And this is a really fast chart. Like,
170 BPM by the way.
Yeah, again, sirang overlay, so I hope you guys don't mind. And now, here comes the super dense Ellen portion. Like, may giling-giling pa na Ellen dyan.
Yeah, there's gonna be I feel like people are gonna struggle in this a lot more than they think they will. You know, it's deceptively hard. I think. Sure, the star rating is like 6 stars, 6.3, right?
Yeah, should be around there.
Yeah, so it's about 6.3 stars, 170 BPM, just like the dance chords team up we had for Tetoris. But it's just a completely different feel to it than Tetoris. So I feel like instead of like 170 BPM LN density, it's, I mean, again, not the worst thing in the world, but some of these patterns, they look really cool and they're really appealing to the eye, but doesn't mean that they're easy. Not at all.
Yeah, like you still need a decent amount of Ellen control here, especially in this portion. You have some longer holds, shorter holds, like just being able to maintain a really combo there. Like, it's so easy to release one of those Ellen super early and like break your combo and all.
Oh yeah, this is a Control H by the way from the intro.
Yeah. So yes, another pretty long qualifier chart for 7K standards, but again, like, this should be pretty much standard. Like the difficulty here, the difficulty spread throughout this entire chart should be pretty constant. So, not really gonna expect any surprise elements here unless I misremembered. Kasi, like the two Ojusan charts that we had in these qualifiers had to be nerfed at some point.
Oh yeah.
Like,
This one specifically was nerfed like at the very beginning, bro.
Yeah. Like pagkano pala. Teka lang, wait a minute, nerf.
Just saying, because I remember this very well. Before the nerf, this chart was set. This part was really hard, by the way, back then. But like, also, this was 7 stars before the nerf.
Yeah, and then, okay, this part, FLN. Full LN to. Like naging inverse siya. Like this part.
I hate this chart.
May sumisilip mo.
Yun nga eh. Everyone's gonna, I feel like every 70k player on the tournament's gonna struggle here. But now we're at the ending.
So yeah, kung kaya nyo taas ang score nyo sa stage 2, bumawi kayo dun.
Yeah, okay, so because the overlay is broken, just a bit more info. That's OD6 only, but it's 3 minutes.
Teka, let's see if I can... Okay, so stage 5?
Yeah, let's go to stage 5 and
making a debut in the qualifiers.
And in PHNats in general. Yeah. Welcome, my Angel Venti.
So this is our mixed rice pick. Yep. Arguably a bit easier than Arguably a bit easier than
it's a bit easier
3.
than
Yeah. This one babawi ka na lang talaga ng act dito kung if you can manage to negotiate everything though.
Yeah, so about this song, my good friend here, my Angel Venti, welcome to the team obviously, but for this chart, I feel like a few standard players might know this song because this is an Ikoro map, or not like something he mapped, but it's like an Ikoro play that like cements himself as a really good, easy player on AK. But this song, a lot of polyrhythmic stuff here going on, a lot of 1/6, a lot of 1/8, and yeah, it's your standard mixed rice. I believe this was like OD8, correct?
Yeah, should be around OD8. Yung OD7 setting dyan na nakita sa overlay, that is from stage 1. Just have to give a constant reminder. Also, the one thing I also noticed from test playing this was like overall, patterns are abrasive but comfortable. Like, hindi siya yung it's abrasive pero hindi siya masakit sa kamay.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna struggle as much as you think. Like there's a bit of hard parts here. Like okay, speed, cool. Gluts. Of course, there's gonna be gluts. It's mixed rice, but yeah, it's again very balanced, but still very, very abrasive.
And then this part, be careful lang dito. Like the piano mini jack. Like those are actually pretty easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Like as with any mini jack really, any sudden mini jack really, like very tricky to not miss on. Also, we're seeing some speed elements as well. Like a few of these streams look like mga 1/6 of the snap like we have for this BPM. So, just be able just manage to control your fingers really throughout this entire chart, and you should be fine.
Yeah, as long as you can play 1/4, 1/6, and 1/8 all at the same time, then you should be fine.
Okay, so now for our last qualifier qualifier stage, another debutant in the PH Nationals, coming from Ukraine. We have Lazarant with Hachio GP featuring Hatsune Miku, Violence Trigger. This is our TB's tiebreaker style hybrid. And
mini tiebreaker. You go ahead.
Yeah, it's indeed like a mini tiebreaker qualifier. Like this is, I think, the longest of the 6 qualifier sets, if I'm not mistaken. And this has a lot to discuss really. Like these sweeps alongside the LNs, have to be super careful not to miss those. And
Yeah.
like just general finger control really for throughout this entire chart, aside from just being able to negotiate this physically.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of finger coordination heavy patterns here, so prep your release and your LN coordination skills, guys. Also, because of course it had to be, this was actually buffed.
Yeah.
To around 6.5 stars, am I correct? Or was it lower than that?
Kasi initially, this chart was like what, around a 5.5?
Yeah, 5.5.
Yeah, around 5.5, and then like sabi ko like, wait, like I think Lazarus said like this might need to be nerfed pa, and then I said quite the contrary. Like it actually has to be buffed. Like
yeah.
but overall though, like the flow of this chart is pretty similar to what we had from the nerf from the easier version. Like we just made it a bit more abrasive, and then this part was just a straight up chord stream. Now it's like a chord stream with sweeps.
Yeah, but actually before this was pure LN actually, but now
Yeah,
it's with sweeps.
So like additional rise section as well. So ano lang, something for everyone really to play. This chart I think might be a favorite for everyone because this has everything really.
Yeah, I think everyone can at least like play this. It's a mix of everything, yeah, as you said, and still very technical to act. So I mean, this part's just a copy of the intro, but of course now we have some really weird timings on the trills. So I feel like people are gonna mess up on that on the sight read. But yeah, now we're back into the last ki, and it's actually even worse if you can believe it.
Also, like another thing that we haven't really pointed out, yung spacebar shield.
I wasn't gonna mention it, but there's a lot of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, pero I'm pretty sure someone's gonna miss on those spacebar shields. Someone somewhere next weekend.
There's gonna be one or two like poor souls who mess up on their shields.
Wala nang gulatan kung may magrereklamo dyan.
Waiting for the Mappool feedback channel reel.
Yeah, ano yan, we can't wait for yung umaapoy na Mappool bad na gif. We can't wait for it.
Also, yeah, that's it. But also, that means we had 3 Vocaloids appear in the qualifiers for 7K. We had Miku, Luca, and Teto. I mean, Sid V, I guess, but
Sid V, yeah.
I'm counting it.
We count those. So that ends the 7K qualifiers for the OSO Philippines Nationals 2025 Mania tournament. So now we can go back to our idle screen. And we can, to that.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. Although, if any of you would like to live react, I don't mind. Because currently, I am the only one here for the 4K side. But I don't mind. I just want to give a special shout out to a lot of my... a lot of the people who map pulled. Oh, just in time, by the way.
Hello.
Well, there's
hello,
a lot. I just want to say this. Man, a lot of you guys on the 4K side, they really clutched it up, even though they were very busy with all the other things, all the other tournaments that are happening right now. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the mappers. Obviously, I am not going to be naming them yet, because you'll be seeing who they are in the first place. So, hello there, Lot. How are you doing today?
Oh, very happy to be with you guys for another year of PHNM. Obviously, I'm just going to be there for the 4K division because I do not know anything about 7K. I apologize. But this year is going to be a pretty major update compared to last year. I believe the map pools have got much better, and there are a lot of varieties of like messed up, tricky patterns for every of you to really test your skills.
Well, we'd hope it would be better this year. I mean, that's always the goal, to be better every year. But in terms of the qualifiers, because let's not talk about the Mappools yet, since we're at the qualifiers for now, I can definitely agree with that. I will say this, okay? I I had a really difficult time on this year's qualifiers, and that should already be scary for a lot of you guys. So let's give it a go, shall we? Let's start with stage 1, which is going to be what would normally be called as the accuracy pick. But it goes more than that. It's more of a technical bursty rice pick. Okay, let's proceed with stage 1, if that's okay.
Yes.
There we go. It's called Little Ones, and of
Well,
course,
we
by
starting with an extremely unconventional song choice. This is a super slut song called Little Ones, and I hope your ears are ready for the texture, the soundscape of the song because it's just screaming noise music. And we do have a first snow map of this tournament.
I mean, the thing about that kind of music is, well, you see a lot of those in technical charts. I mean, Terminal 11 is a great example. Although I wouldn't necessarily call that unnecessarily noise. It's pretty unconventional, if that makes sense. It experiments with so many genres of music. And this is definitely going to be one of those songs that really fits that description. Because in these kinds of charts where they experiment and all that with how the music can be made, it gives charters a variety of patterns to also introduce you with.
And this map definitely does not disappoint. There is a lot of irregularities within those scream and burst patterns. It changes snaps very frequently. I can see a mix of 1/6, 1/8, and 1/4. So there is a lot of like speeding up and slowing down of your flow. It may be like flowy in terms of like comfortableness in general, but to act this is kind of another story. This is, in my opinion, harder to score well compared to last year.
Well, the thing about last year is it was definitely also slower, and just from that alone, it gave a lot of players a lot of like leeway to be able to accurately hit those. This one's not gonna let up in any way. Although the previous year's qualifier for stage 1 was definitely difficult to act as well. The thing is, players nowadays are able to accurately hit those in a slower rate. But now we gotta make it faster at the same time. Also make the patterns more difficult. So that's really the goal of this chart, and 991 being no score. Although to be fair, we're talking about accuracy here, and 991 is actually a really good score for snow standards. That's it's a really difficult chart.
Yeah. Though the ending does spike the difficulty up a bit, like it's notably trickier compared to the rest of the map because there's more grace usages, and it's not linear graces either. It's blended in within the stream patterns that are already unconventional. So you have this whatever cluster hell of a map this is. I don't know.
Indeed. And now let's go to the next chart, stage 2, Ellen. Let's say Ellen Tech. And now, yeah, look at if you're wait. That's the My player. Why is there a My player here? That's the My player anyway.
Odette?
The scroll's very high. It's like scroll 34. So I think we should lower the scroll speed a little. Maybe. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's good enough. Yeah, 14 greats. The thing about this chart is it's, again, like I said a while ago, it's a very technical chart. And this is like my sight read on it, and I was actually really surprised to see how difficult it was. Like, yeah, I tested parts of it, but as it was changed, like this version of the chart eventually was changed, I noticed a lot of patterns really got harder on technicality.
This is like stage 1's long note twin. It's very abrasive. Probably even more abrasive than stage 1 because elements naturally offer a second aspect of releasing, and when you have to manage both tricky hits and tricky releases, it's just naturally going to be very difficult to manage. It will be overwhelming.
It is very overwhelming, actually. especially if you're not
Yeah.
careful. So if you were to look at my, okay, it's a bit hard to tell right now, but if you were to look at the unstable rate at the bottom, as you can see, like, you notice how there are some moments where I release late. That's kind of the consequence that you get if you're trying too hard to focus on the longer ones, and then you forget there are actually some shorter ones that are going to appear at the same time. So you really gotta be careful when these patterns start to show up, because they're not gonna be friendly. It's definitely not. I mean, 985k. I know a lot of players here have the potential to get higher than 985k, so that's going to be what I'll be waiting for everyone to do.
Indeed. About the map itself, I do want to add in that there's a pretty weird mix of skill sets. During the slow parts, the staggered releases are more accentuated, so you may drop more 200 or low AC judgments in general. And on the slightly denser parts, like on the choruses, there are more tight reverse shields, so you are more prone to missing if you do not release your key properly. Like, there is a lot of choke hazards within the map, and each takes on a different form. Throughout this 3-minute map, it will definitely be quite a challenge to conquer.
Yeah, it's gonna be something to conquer, definitely. But I will say, I'm expecting. I actually don't know what to expect here. Like, yeah, there's gonna be high AC players, low AC players. I don't even think I'm gonna be seeing that. Like, you know how there's players where there's low AC FCs? I think we're gonna see less of those, actually. Because this chart is also not very friendly to full combo. Albeit, it's probably the most friendly one out of everything. It's still not friendly at all to full combo. Now, let's go with stage 3, because this is the chart that really gave me a hard time, because I actually played this chart multiple times. I will say this. I had to play this chart multiple times just to get the score. Okay, again, the scroll speed's very high. Let's lower it a little bit. There we go. What
Shoutouts to the diff name, Fash Discussion.
Yeah, but this is going to be, you know, normally I'd call this like a generic hybrid, but this is more of a technical shield hybrid, as what how Lot would word it.
It's a lot of like finger control is needed because of those shields. They're not linear at all. You would think it's similar to MWC 2023, the stage 2 map, Denimuho by Alexar, but this one, there's so many more trigger patterns. There's grazes, there's offbeat patterns, and shields at strange snaps, long jacks that blends with other patterns. Like, a lot to mention. Like, I think it's better if you see this monstrosity yourself.
By the way, let's give some slack to Cub here, okay? Cub had to last minute chart this. I understand that the background is important, but hey, I want to give Cub props for being able to chart this in such a short notice. So, you gotta give him some credit for that. We can't just...
This one is good.
It's a really good chart. It's a really difficult chart as well. Though there is a very short LN. I don't remember if we already passed it. But if we already went past it.
Alright, to be honest.
No. Here's the thing. I actually like the fact that was added, because a lot of you guys will be able to act that anyway. Okay, it's around here. So you have shields, Ajax. There's a very short LN coming soon that will make a lot of players. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's short
There it is.
That short LN is going to make a lot of players very scary. No,
Surely some of you do not use Percy skins?
Yeah, Cub charted this yesterday, but finished it at like 2 a.m. a while ago. So yeah, just give your props to Cub, because man, he really put a lot of effort into this, and in such a short period of time, he was able to get this qualifier for you guys.
I'll say that from like a high-end Mappooler's perspective, I will not believe that Cub mapped this in one day. Very incredible.
It's a very good chart, but this is scary. More shields and minijacks. A lot of players are going to have a hard time on this. But
Indeed. classical trade-off shoots. It's slow enough to make you really try to control your tapping speed, and still feels physical. A very weird blend of skill sets.
Indeed. But before we go to the next chart, can we please turn the volume down, Surf? We just want to make sure we're safe. Yeah, there we go. So, for the next chart, you are going to be seeing a very familiar song. I know everyone here knows what this chart is. Song rather. Psycho Stronger. Lot, take it away.
A very popular arcade boss song. When it was released, it was considered the most physical arcade chart of 11 rating. And I hope this map delivers the similar feeling of a very physical and density map with some finger control in between as well.
Yeah, this chart is really... I was looking at this chart and I can already tell the patterning here is really fun. But at the same time, it's pretty fast. What's the BPM of this? It's actually there, 153.
This is 205.
Oh, 205?
It's pretty akin to this, like 2024 MWC's L density. It was 207. This one is 205, so pretty close. Though this one is more awkward because I implemented some coordination aspects in there. As you can see, stage 2 isn't exactly coordination, it's Ellen Tech, so I tried to do that here. As you guys can see, there are a lot of inverse patterns that are not necessarily comfortable.
Yeah, by the way, this is lots replay for someone who wants to know. But I actually wonder, you got a lot of grades on the density sections, I'm assuming.
Yeah, as you can see, my accuracy is 99.87 right now, but it will change soon. Well, we are starting.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. You see those those shields mini jacks. Yeah, they're going. I just know a lot of people are gonna struggle on those. So more of those.
We're into the hard part. This one is where I drop all my 7 grades on.
All right, here we go. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of those. I can see where the control aspect and density aspect comes from, and it's just gonna keep on coming. Man, it looks so fun and so hard. Like there's so many things going on here, and like a lot also made this on a pretty short notice as well. So shout outs to you. Thank you so much for that.
I did it in like one day. I kind of forgot to do this, but well, I'm glad this map turned out very well.
Literally all the charters in the 4K scene have like their own tournaments, and I'm just glad and really thankful that they are committing their times here. So yeah, again, shout outs to them. They really clutched this up. So 205 BPM. That's wait, you said 207 was the BPM of the MWC qualifier?
And this is 205, but with more finger control induced in. So I think the difficulty is similar.
All right, so let's go to the next one. And you can, by the way, Surf, don't forget to turn up the volume again, because so there we go. And now you know Falcom Sound Team, right?
Well,
this chart is really, I can't wait to see what you guys would think. Originally, by the way, this is actually a buffed version of this chart. This is a buffed version of this chart.
I think this is like both a nerf and a buff. A buff in difficulty, but a nerf in length. This song was originally 4 minutes, I believe.
So yeah, we're gonna keep on going here. So at the start, you're gonna be seeing some jacks with some streams and all that. But like the hard part of the chart is still pretty far, because there's gonna be a difficulty spike later on, and I can't wait to see the reactions of how this is gonna go. So more streams, more jacks. I mean, it's your typical mixed rice. I mean, it's a mixed bag of everything.
Yeah, this map is very stamina heavy. Of course, this is considered the stamina mixed rice after all. Kind of like the boss rice of the Qualifiers Mappool. A lot of streamy patterns. Broken streams at 1514 at different densities and speeds. Well,
Just
this
gotta
is
wait.
like, yeah.
I'm seeing some chats here that's talking about which favors who.
Okay,
we aren't even at the harder part yet. You just gotta wait.
wait. Does anyone know which MWC24 map has this exact same melody? Who guesses it right gets a cookie.
Yeah, one cookie.
One.
Okay. But don't worry. Look at this. Halfway there, and we're at 410 something. So that just means the second half is slightly... No, it's actually a lot harder. So
Not only density going up, the trickiness of the patterns is also much more noticeable. As you can see, the patterns are much more continuous now, so it drains your stamina at an immense speed.
Yep, it's just gonna keep on coming. It's again, like what I said, it's just gonna keep on increasing as it continues. So look at, like when I was looking at this on the editor, I was like, wait, doesn't this like look a bit okay, not that hard? Then when I actually tried it, it's really difficult. And now we're at the final stretch. More of these, it's just gonna keep on coming. But yeah, it's a very relentless chart, especially the ending. You get one long break, but I don't think that's gonna be more than enough because this ending will really throw you off.
Yeah, and the addition of like more 1/6 bursts do not help either, as the map continues spiraling into a difficulty ascension. Stamina maps always look easy in the editor until you play it, then the stamina aspect hits. You cannot feel the stamina when you are looking the map visually. You have to feel it, and you gotta train for it in order to maybe have a chance at tanking this in the actual qualifiers run.
Yeah, just that ending is so relentless. It's gonna keep on going. It's an extremely long chart, and now it finally ends here. But it's really going to be such a difficult qualifier.
Well, if anyone feels that the melody is familiar, it's Spiral of Erebos.
There we go. So yeah, Forkin got it. I actually saw that.
Well, let's just make a pun and call this the Spiral of Erebos V2. Yup.
Indeed. So now moving forward to stage 6, because I can't wait to see.
Well,
I can't wait to see everyone. Here we go. Yep. Ashed Wings by Chameleon. Don't worry, this is not the 11 guy chart, okay? This is not the 11 guy chart. Don't worry.
The background looks familiar.
Yeah.
Wait, I just noticed. Wait, what?
By the way, the previous charts replay was made by Volpsy, and this one was made by YZ. This is not Entozer, guys.
So-called Entozer.
Yeah. Yeah, what is Ento? Okay. But what makes this chart so hard? Well, for one, it's expected to be very long. And number 2...
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes long. And there's so many shields here. Although I will say,
Yeah.
like, the amount of physicality needed to play this, I think surpasses more than, let's say, what Luminal has to offer. Because this chart really forces you to be not just good at Rise patterns, but even those short LNs will really require this to be very physical.
This map encompasses everything. Like I know if you catch up with the 7K showcase just 30 minutes ago, you see that the mini tiebreaker map is very feared upon. Well, this one definitely gives off that threatening aura, and with the longer length, it would definitely be your biggest threat this time around. Already a lot of like LN from coordination to density, and then Rise technical burst mini jacks and consistency streams. A lot of these blended in erratically. And when this ends, our next skill set will be Jax, 161 DPM.
Yeah, there's so... I don't know, like, it's actually really scary just to keep on seeing this.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely relentless on the dry side right now. Jax mixed with Graces and Burst, well, I don't know. It just seems like a lot to manage. Now we're stepping into hybrid territory. Some LN Graces mixed in, along with more bursty Rice patterns to contrast with the jackiness just then.
Yeah, just keep on going. And here's a short break. Hey, there's like a short break for like a lot of these charts, but it doesn't matter. You gotta remember, you're playing 5 charts before this, and yeah, well, oh my god, just imagine playing this in Qualifier.
You're not getting a break.
Yeah, just imagine.
Right next after Rise, LN with shields, coordination, some weird erratic techie releases. I did contribute to this part, by the way, and I hope you guys have fun trying to tackle these noodles.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited to see how everyone's gonna perform in this. Yeah. So we are at the final 600 notes or so of the chart.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be really tired at this part.
Yeah, the ending will consist of mostly rice, although there are some LNs. There are some LNs mixed in, but mostly rice. And considering you're already drained of your stamina towards the end, I think the trickiness, the difficulty of each burst will be amplified by much more. Wait, I lied. There are so many more LNs than I expected.
Oh my goodness, yeah, there's just so many of them. The ending isn't even a break section. There is
5,501 combo.
What did I just witness? Hello?
Like the fact that YZ got 991 in this, that should show you how difficult this is already.
What was that?
It's a miracle if anyone can FC this. Good luck to you all.
You know, I thought the 7-key mini tiebreaker was bad. This is why. Hello.
Well, look. Okay, we saw the player base of the 4K side, and we were like, you know what? Nah, we can't go easy on these people.
Well, the difficulty name is Dawn, and the reality does dawn on you after the showcase of this map.
Indeed.
We are not forgetting.
What was that? That was crazy.
It's a really difficult qualifiers for both 4K and 7K. I'm actually really excited to see how everyone performs here.
We really are pushing the boundaries once again.
Indeed. I mean, it's nationals. You gotta have to do it. Especially considering the caliber of the players we have for both 4K and 7K. We gotta, step things up a notch. So, I guess before we end things, just a few reminders. The top 16 from both 4K and 7K will advance to the bracket stage in this qualifier. So if you want to aspire to be part of an easier map pool next week, wink wink, go get to the top 16 this weekend. And then qualifier room scheduling will be posted a few moments after this Mappool showcase ends. All of the qualifier charts will be uploaded by the respective set owners after this qualifier showcase ends as well.
Before anything, I just wanted to interrupt and say, don't worry guys, there's 2 attempts on these qualifiers, okay? Kasi ganito yun eh. I believe there's another tournament that only has 1 run in the qualifier. Don't worry, this tournament will give you 2 runs on the qualifier.
Yeah, there are 2 runs.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't think anyone wants to do 2 runs on the 4-key mini tiebreaker.
No, here's the thing. I am going to guess some people will skip qualifier charts and proceed to stage 5 and stage 6 because that's theoretically possible. It's just you can't go back.
Yeah, you cannot go back.
Nice to reminder that you can skip attempts. What if you already played attempt 1?
Yeah, just make sure that you actually play all 6 though. Like you actually set scores on all 6 because if you don't, well, say goodbye to your chance qualifying for the tournament.
Exactly.
So same reminder as well for the 7K people. You can do all of your first runs. You can skip a few, but make sure to have a score on all of the 6 charts. So again, massive shout outs to all of the no charters who made their stuff for this qualifier round. Again, a lot of it has been on short notice, but we did manage to deliver some quality as well. So again, I've said already the reminders. Any last words before we end this one?
I guess for me, it's more of. I mean, these charters worked so hard to be able to make stuff possible. So I expect everyone to give it their best shot, especially considering all the time and effort that these people have charted. Like, they really gave so much just to be able to make this happen, and all of the stuff in the back end as well.
Okay, so that's it. That's it for us, pretty much. So the next time we'll be up here on Oso Live PH will be the results reveal for the qualifier rounds. Again, to all of the players, good luck, and hopefully you have fun with these qualifier charts. So once again, in behalf of the entire PHNM2025 map pooling team, this has been Sergio85, Siloweska Els, Lot, and Itawachi in the commentary booth. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for having me once again. As a representative of the Mappool side, I hope you guys enjoy the pools as well, despite the sheer difficulty it offers this year. I made sure to have it feel as fun as it can get.
Yeah, I also agree with what Watt said. I think, it is a step up from previous years in terms of difficulty, I will admit, for both 4K and 7K, obviously. But I still think that, people are gonna enjoy the qualifiers, even if some maps might be unfathomably difficult at first glance. I still think, everyone's got a good chance here. So I'm gonna wish everyone, for both 4K and 7K, good luck on next week, and we'll see you.
Also, shoutouts again to Muffleberry and Nick Droid for having a great graphics package for us that will carry on until the end of the season. We'll see more of these over the next few weekends. But until then, see ya.